hope you are all feeling fantastic today, because today is Friday. When you know what that means? That means it is time for my stream. And we all love my stream, right? Right?
No, really, I don't. What the fucking hell?
No. Wow. Wow. I'm actually really hurt by your opinion.
Well, good. As
All right.
intended.
Well, then I guess we'll just skip the introductions and just move straight on to a story. How do you feel about that then?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Give me something good.
Oh, something good, he says. Oh my.
I mean,
fucking...
you know what kind of good I mean.
Alright. Let's see, some Harry Pooter. Oh, come on. I want to search the page. Fucking Jesus Christ, Google. It's like, oh, you want to search your bookmarks? No, I want to search the specific folder I have open, or at least let me do a page-wide search. But no, it doesn't let me do either.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're just gonna add a bookmarks-wide search function, even though you can select the folder.
Yeah, some big brain shit, honestly.
No.
Here.
Oh,
I'm here.
Oh, wow.
Look who's showed up, finally.
Listen here. I had to leave my car at the mechanics because the check fucking engine light came on.
Nice.
Imagine being so mechanically uninclined that you actually have to rely on other people to check your engine.
Just imagine being Atin.
Just
wow,
imagine
so
being
sorry
Atin.
that so sorry that I don't have the fucking computer to tell me what the error codes are, faggot.
I don't have a computer either, my dude.
Yeah, great. I'll choose to let the guy who has the ability to know exactly what the error code is tell me what the problem is.
That's fair. Oh!
What? Your balls finally drop?
How do you guys feel about a Harry Potter and Naruto crossover by someone named I Like Fear 1 and 2, not 3?
Yeah, well.
It sounds like an idiot.
Alright, we're doing it. I actually think this is a story that Arn recommended.
Oh fuck. That doesn't really promise well, but alright.
Alright,
Sure.
so let me just switch over and fix that. Where is it? Be gone, foul creature. There is no Max Force here, for he has abandoned us. Alright, so this is going to be Broken Angel, a Naruto Harry Potter crossover. That's got
this isn't
so many red flags. Oh god, the red flags are real.
Yeah, what is this? Soviet Russia?
Yes, yeah. It's there's so many red flags, you would be forgiven for confusing it with communism. What happens when you anger a god? What happens when something once pure turns wicked and angry? What is left of someone who has been alone for so long? How do you ask for forgiveness for being so wrong? How do you apologize for breaking someone's heart? And this is my own personal addition to this story. How do you write a summary? Really, I'm asking seriously because I don't know how to write one. This is the story of Slytherin's house's Angel of Carnage, Femharry, times Naruto, Yuri, Wrong Girl Who Lived, Godlike Harry, Bashing, Hurt, comfort, horror. Daphne times Fleur times Harry. Harry times Naruto.
Where the fuck's my pistol? Oh, damn it.
1,000,000 words.
That is 999,000 words too many.
I mean, it's 950,000, so yeah. 999 too many.
2,429 favorites.
That's 5,000 too many.
That is complete. That is. Oh! If you've been waiting for this so long, Pedro, you should donate to me. That's definitely the way you should do.
Fucking juice.
Okay, guys, what's up? This is my new story to get me back into writing, so I hope you like my full summary and the opening explanation. Please read it, as it will give answers on the setting and the prelude of this story. This is what I assume to be a unique Naruto Harry Potter crossover story that's never been done before. I hope you enjoy it. Oh my god, I will literally gouge my brain out of my skull with a freaking splinter.
Yeah, no. I'm already even. Fuck this.
C8 has in fact read this entire story.
That's unfortunate for C8.
Yeah, I mean,
Also, Isley will not be
his
showing
fault.
up. Isley, I'm not paying you
Just-
your 10 cents.
I still just don't work. It's like, who cares about overtime? Just
You know, I was abusing Isley's labor before Amazon was.
I mean, yeah, no fun.
Full summary. Now, I do appreciate that they're giving a full summary because the quick elevator summary does tend to leave a lot to be desired, usually, from fanfiction authors. I can understand that. However, they didn't give an elevator summary, or any summary at all, actually. In the summary of this fic, they gave a bunch of young adult style questions where, like, they just saw, like, an episode of Dr. Phil and they think they're really deep.
Hey, come on now. They had to watch at least 2 episodes of Dr. Phil to think they're deep.
That's fair. That's fair. And, yeah, that's about it. Why that font? Oh, you mean why is everything of theirs bolded and italicized? I don't know. Give the dude partial credit. They eventually explain what the fuck is going on. I'm not even trying to decipher that. I'm just gonna read their summary. So the full summary of the story, which is actually the prologue of the story, because a summary is supposed to be maybe at most 2 paragraphs, but they just there is just 2 paragraphs. Their third paragraph is just archive of our own tags.
And fucking, why is the fucking cliche list half the size of the fucking summary?
Okay.
Genuinely, what the fuck?
I give this a -10 out of 5.
Yes. I mean, do we need the edge banner?
Maybe. We'll see. On the day of the Nine Tails attack, the 4th Hokage and his wife Lily, along with the 3rd Hokage, Jiraiya, and Tsunade, successfully seal Ninetail into Minato and Lily's newborn twin children, splitting its power into the youngest and its soul into the oldest. That is okay. I'm gonna be honest here. I actually like the idea of twins being born, and the yang half going in one and the yin half going in the other. What makes me go into a murderous rage, however, is when authors are like, the power went into one sister, and the soul went into the other sister, and Naruto got the body sealed into him. And it's like, what? They are literally manifestations of will composed of pure energy that has become so dense it is a solid. That is a tailed beast. So, they don't have a body to seal. They don't have power to seal. As when the beast dies, its power dissipates back into nature. Because the will that made the power stay in a controlled state, is gone. So sealing the will / soul into one child would make the power a finite resource in the other child. Like, if you do that, that's awesome. That's like, there could be an interesting story, but that's not how any of them ever do it. Also, power and soul is not a thing. It's yin yang. Make normal chakra. Body and mind, if you wish to get unphilosophical. But, Okay, I'm done ranting. Does anyone else have anything to say for this before we
No, really nothing to say here.
I have just one word to say.
Wait,
fuck.
Wait, what the shit? What are these factoids that Pedro here is giving? Artoria from Fate Stay Night becomes a harem. What?
You know what? I'm inclined to believe Andros on Discord when he says tip of the iceberg doesn't begin to cut it. Because fucking hell. This sounds...
Also, no, Isley, to correct you. Sorry, were you about to correct Isley, Arn?
No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So before I forget, so basically, Isley, to correct you, the yin half, the mind, quote unquote, unphilosophical half, which isn't actually the Kyuubi's mind, it's the spiritual representation of the characteristics of yin, that being the mind. Not the physical mind, but the characteristics, the interactions it has with reality. That is yin in the Naruto world. That half was sealed in Minato, who was then sealed inside the Reaper. The yang half, the one that embodies rage, anger, energy, body. What you think male and body would be. Those concepts got sealed into Naruto. And then the third bit is actually chakra that was left over by attacks from the Kyuubi, from him and the damage done to him. Because when, being a chakra creature, he doesn't have blood to bleed. So instead, when he took a massive amount of damage, or did a massive amount of damage with an attack, he left behind wisps of his chakra that, instead of being recollected after the fight was over and he could concentrate again and recontrol his chakra again, he was sealed, so those wisps of chakra hovered around like miasma clouds in the village, which got sealed into various objects from Danzo, and also at one point a decent portion of it got sealed into another child that was being taken care of by the monks, which is also filler and non-canon, so you're still wrong. In fact, you were just wrong the entire time. Should I say no? Minato also had part of the seal that is canon. And no, the Reaper Death Seal, as awesome as that sounds and as it could be, having a seal powered by effectively a god as far as everyone's concerned, because he yeeted the Kyuubi easily. As far as we're concerned, he is literally the god of death. So, having him power a seal on Naruto, as so much fanon loves to have, that sounds pretty cool. But actually, what sealed the Kyuubi was Minato putting 2 4-pronged seals on Naruto, which is why Orochimaru was able to interrupt it with a 5-pronged seal, because odds and evens don't get along in sealing because Kishimoto something. Literally, that's the reason. There was no actual reason to it. He was just he just wanted to, He never elaborated on it because sealing is broken. But no, the Reaper Death Seal actually is what split the Kyuubi, not anything else. No one's strong enough to split the Kyuubi naturally. You would have to be, I don't know, Rakuto Sennin levels of strength. Or say, a god. Let's see what else we got here. Skipping that. I'm not paying attention to Fuda. I forget.
What?
The concept of chakra the same as concept of ki. No, actually, ki is sort of related to chakra. How ki is portrayed in fictional stuff, because chi, ki, chakra, they're all sort of the same general spiritualist philosophical concepts.
They're all magic body energy.
Well, no. Yes, but no. But I'm talking about in the real world.
I'm saying in terms of fantasy.
Yeah, well, I'm getting to that actually. But in fantasy, anime and shit, ki is typically portrayed as the body's physical energy, while chi can be portrayed as the body's physical or spiritual energy. More often than not, it's portrayed as the spiritual energy. Chakra takes the concepts of ki and chi in the Naruto verse, the concepts of anime ki and chi, and then in the Naruto verse combines the two and calls it chakra. Let's see. I'm scrolling. I mean, why? I meant that the Nine Tails had some of its chakra in him, which is why he was able to use the chakra in the fourth war when he was brought back. Yes. Yeah, no, he used, either the Reaper Death Seal or another trigram seal or whatever the fuck it was. To seal the Kyuubi into himself as well. Also, Sneaky, before you continue, I want you to know this is a fusion world. Have fun with that. Oh, yeah, I picked up that it was a fusion world when he had the wife named Lily. On a list of fusions that I just don't see, frankly, happening in any form or fashion, it's definitely Naruto and Harry Potter. Just clanking intensifies. I don't know. Am I clanking?
I don't hear clanking. I heard somebody typing.
Yeah,
oh,
for
sure.
yeah, that was Arn with his
fucking razor switches, man.
bro. I love them.
Yeah, it's been great. Just annoys the shit out of everyone I talk to.
Clack, 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 clack,
It's great.
clack.
Beautiful.
The main character also becomes a Biju at some point, and then an archdemon. Of course. Sure. Alright then, so we're just gonna keep on going. Now that I have actually fulfilled the educational tag, we're just gonna keep going.
Oh God, kill me.
So, while in the hospital, the masked man's partner, a snake man, infiltrates the building in an attempt to kill children and set beasts free again. He is stopped, however, when killing curse he uses rebounds off the eldest child and kills him. In the ruins of the attempted assassination, both children are found unharmed, while the youngest has a scar on her head. Thinking that she is the one responsible, she is hailed as a hero by the entire world, especially by the village, for containing the fox's power and killing Lord Look, okay, so this is part of the reason why I said fusion worlds just don't work. Lord Voldemort on the Naruto threat scale is literally fucking Genin tier. Like, I'm not even talking about experienced Genin tier. I'm talking about straight out of the hood Naruto, who just got his Genin headband, could beat Lord Voldemort. Like, he is so
Voldemort,
non-threat
Voldemort.
in the Naruto world.
I mean, yeah, like aside from Horcruxes, basically, that's about it.
Oh, I didn't actually die. Oh no, you didn't actually die. Only like 5 other people can do that better than you.
Yeah, but I don't know if any of Naruto shit would actually damage or destroy a Horcrux. So,
Yeah, actually no. There's the Dead Demon seal, of course, which is basically fuck you, I'm a god. There is clearly, because of that, soul-based jutsus. We don't know any, of course, but you know, if there is a jutsu that sacrifices your soul to a god, well, it leads to the assumption that there are other jutsus out there. Maybe they also sacrifice your soul, but you know, they would exist.
Yeah, maybe, probably.
Otherwise, I mean, you can just do shit like, you know, I can't destroy your invincible Horcrux, but I can make a volcano and put it in there. And it really doesn't matter that you live forever, because no one's ever going to be able to get you out of the volcano.
That's true.
So have fun with that.
Yeah. The Harry Potter magic would need a major upgrade to compete. Yeah, mostly also because freaking guns are a thing in Naruto, and it doesn't matter. Ninjas are faster than guns because they Naruto run. It's not a meme in Naruto. It actually works.
Oh yeah, guys, did you see the fucking one guy in Naruto running at Area 51 today?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, he was
beautiful.
too quick for them to shoot at.
Yeah, exactly. Great. Just impressive, honestly.
Harry Potter magic. Yeah, we need a major upgrade. Also, all the Harry Potter spells move so slowly. Like, the fastest one is the AK-47. But it really, like, it's got such a long cast time comparatively, you know? I mean, you could maybe practice, you know, saying it really fast, and just shoot green beams of death at a high speed.
Good luck with that.
But, you know, it's like, oh no, AK! You killed my Earth clone. Oh, too bad I can only make another 500 of them. Oh, darn.
Here comes another.
Yeah.
What if they just summon guns and body armor? I could definitely rant about this in voice chat, but knowing Sneaky, I would be put into the Shark Tank again. Yeah, you definitely would be put into the Shark Tank again. To not be Shark Tanked, you need to be at least a prolific author or have more knowledge of how to operate bots than me. How many syllables of expecto body armorist can you blurt out before Chad Gunsmith squeezes the trigger on his AR-15? You say this, but it actually becomes a plot point later. I mean, okay, so, I mean, fair enough that the author's actually, surprisingly, paying attention to the one flaw of doing the fusion world while still doing the fusion world. I can't help but notice that the fusion world is still occurring. The Super Potatoes has gifted a sub to Jorp.
Aww.
Jesus Christ, my dude.
Flexing.
Jorp, now you have to pass it on.
Oh no.
It's like the world's worst STD.
But no, as I was saying, you know, it's just Harry Potter magic just can't compare against Chakra, and that's all there is to it. And so I don't really see how Lord Voldemort with his killing curse could be. Also, he wasn't snake-like. Voldemort wasn't snake-like until like, what is it? Let's see. So he died in 81, got resurrected in 96. Was snake-like then, but he was like around late 25s when he first died in 81. So he's in the class of like 60, right? He's either in the class of 60 or the class of 40. It's the class of 60, right? When the yeah, the class of 60. So yeah, so it only he's only becoming snake-like about, oh, I don't know, 36, 30, 40, 45-ish years after being born.
No, that was actually a plot point in.
And he had to lose a nose for that too.
When Voldemort went to Hogwarts during World War II, he escaped the Blitz of London. So, class of 40, I think, something like that. He was born in late 1920s, somewhere. So he's like fucking 60 or something. 50
Fucking
when Harry
gonna
killed for the first time.
Rowling in the throat.
Ah, fuck no. It's too late now. Can't remember this shit. Pedro, just please stop.
I see Andros is in the Discord, refusing to come view this.
Pedro, I said stop. Please.
Oh. Oh no.
Hey.
Oh, hi George. Oh no. It's a multiverse story including Fate, Frozen, Elfen Lied, DC Comics, all of the BioShocks, Mass Effect, and Gears of War.
You know, I have one thing to say to this.
Yeah.
That's it. Like only
You know,
comment.
all the cursing, all the misogyny, everything else, that's fine. But that sound effect, that's what's gonna get you banned.
Oh my god, I know, right? No, dude,
Well, I
like,
mean-
you don't understand. So, a big name live Twitch streamer, whatever the. Basically, he took a camera around and just filmed him living.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he
was
went
it.
into a bathroom.
That was his job. No, not that guy. Different
Dr.
guy.
Disrespect, he's a classic.
Yeah, we don't talk about disrespect.
I like Disrespect.
Yeah, but we don't talk about him.
Okay.
This guy, you probably would have never heard of him. He's only popular in the IRL living chat section. Because that's all he does. It's just 24/7 stream of him just being alive. He got his car stolen at gunpoint or something, right?
Sounds like he shouldn't have been filming where he was at all the times.
Yes. And Twitch responded to this by saying, "We do not allow for IRL violence on our platform." And they banned him, saying that if he tries to circumvent the ban, that they'll ban him for longer, and that the current length of his ban is infinite.
Just bad him for longer. Yeah, sure. That's pretty good.
So it's like you get held at gunpoint, right? And your car gets stolen. And your employer responds by firing you.
Yeah, I mean, sounds pretty fair.
I would say, for getting robbed. Let's be clear.
Sorry, we don't like such weak people in our business. You didn't T-pose at the guy when he robbed you?
I mean, if he had had a gun on his own, he wouldn't have gotten robbed.
You know what else he wouldn't have gotten robbed if he had? If he had a head Glock.
Oh, what?
Someone post the picture.
I sent Aiden an invite to something. I don't know what, because I was clicking the wrong button, but I'm pretty sure I invited you to something.
The underground lolly distributor.
Oh, nice.
Gonna just pretend I never saw that.
Oh, no, you should pass that invite on to Nose there.
It's not a no. It's a buddy of mine. It's his YouTube server, but he has a weird name for it.
Oh. I will strangle you. Don't make me laugh so hard. My lungs have not recovered. That's what you get. That's what you get for making me laugh.
No, don't get too excited, Isley. It has nothing to do with the actual thing. It's just a spicy meme name. I can send you an invite if you want, but there's nothing like that in there.
Well, the good news is for you all is that I should be over my illness, my current illness. The immediate effects of my current illness by Tuesday.
Well, is that supposed to be good news?
Well, it means I'll stop blowing my nose into the mic, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'll still be choking from laughter because of my lung damage, but otherwise, you know, I should just be normal choking, not wet hack cough choking.
Yeah, good enough.
It also gets the Grave Mind as one of Fem Harry's familiars. Okay, you know what? I don't need a shot glass.
fucking chug the water.
That's because he's putting it down, folks.
Yeah,
Yes.
I definitely put the shot glass down.
Yeah. Is that some good apple juice you got there?
Oh, it's actually it's corn juice. They're really,
Wow.
really strong corn juice.
I see. Nice.
Ooh, that burn's going down. Ooh, okay. That was probably a bad decision, but at the same time, a good decision because we haven't even gotten out of the author's note.
Yeah. Fuck.
Okay. Oh, okay, I'm pumped. Let's do this. Years later. Also, I'm kind of sort of confused by the author's word choice earlier, and when he said that one child is being hailed as a hero of the entire world for how massively powerful they are, even though the Naruto world is currently at a Cold War in which every village wants to murder, at minimum, Konoha.
Shh.
And, depending on the village, each other or themselves. Oh. You can color me a little bit confused as to why everyone just stops what they're doing and goes, let's worship this little girl who is a fucking nuclear bomb that can kill yeet assassins as a baby.
Like, I can see why whatever nation
I
got
can see
that
the
child
fire,
would be kind of like...
I can see the fire in the Fire Nation. Yeah, Fire Nation. Huh. Let me spin on Naruto. Land of Fire. I can see the Land of Fire possibly hailing the baby as a hero, but again, that comes down to the part where the baby supposedly defeated Voldemort in a world filled with stealthy ninja assassins. And nobody assumed that a stealthy ninja assassin, possibly assigned to the Hokage's children, killed Voldemort instead because Voldemort was such a massive threat with his slow as shit Harry Potter spells. Actually, yes, potato. Just straight pure corn juice. Yeah.
Do you think Voldemort had a lot of sex?
No.
No.
No?
No, I
Nope.
feel like his motivations were directly because of a lack of sex. He definitely screams incel terrorist.
I don't know. I didn't see the Fantastic Beasts movies because they looked like shit. So I'm not sure what like lore you might have got into young Voldemort.
I didn't see them either.
Don't they look bad? Like they encompass
Yeah.
everything wrong with like modern cinema and like
They
advertising.
were not good.
They were not good,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah, like I'll walk through at the one grocery store. It's like a hybrid grocery store, like a Walmart, but not a Walmart. But they have like one of the displays in the toy aisle for like Fantastic Beasts, and they have the soy boy like main actor guy, and he just looks like this like squirrely little bitch with like his hair over one eye and it's all curly, and like I don't know, it's just bad. It doesn't instill any kind of heroism in me.
I mean, not only that, the entire like background premise of the story, from what I remember, was something about basically trans magical people being told
Yeah, you lost me at
no,
trans.
being told no, so they committed suicide. But because they're magical, they're like bombs when they do that. So they Alua Akbar themselves.
Oh.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm posting.
It was a really weird plot line.
I posted a picture in the Discord. I don't know his name, but that's the fucking like he doesn't look like a hero. I don't want to
I was gonna say,
follow
I
his
don't
heroism.
remember that part of the plot, but I was paying like maybe maybe a quarter of my attention was on it because 3/4 was on making sure nobody was stealing.
I'm memeing, but what I remember is Basically, part of the background plot or something like that, or maybe it was the main plot, I don't care, is that if you tell children to suppress their magic to make them transmuggle, at a later point in their life, that built-up magic attracts interdimensional parasites that eventually eat the child's soul and turn them into a bomb, and then they burst out of the child alien xenomorph style and then start killing people before eventually dissipating because they can't exist in our reality for too long.
Yo, I don't remember this
More or
part of
less.
Harry Potter at all.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Jorp, I know because I hate his name so much, and I think it's one of the lamest protagonists. Newt Scamander.
Wait, Newt Scamander?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Guys,
You know what his name sounds like? His name sounds like Nuke Commander, and it's fitting that he's in the U.S.
Yeah.
But he's British.
That would only work if John St. John played
Yeah,
him.
so was Einstein. Was Einstein German?
It really is. Newt's okay. So first of all, Newt and then Scamander. Scamander's obviously a play on words of salamander. Some
Yeah,
dumb
obviously.
fuck thought they were being really clever.
Yeah,
Into
Rowling.
JKR, man. JKR.
Is
He's
it,
fucking-
well, I know J.K. Rowling wrote like the original little like Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them encyclopedia. Did she write the story too?
She wrote the character
yeah.
Newt.
I'm
Yeah,
fairly sure she did.
She wrote all
Oh
of that.
God.
Yeah, but Newt Scamander is a character from, well, he's mentioned by name in one of the earlier Harry Potter books.
Then again, J.K.
No.
Rowling also brought us wizards shitting their pants, so I guess you should
Yeah.
expect anything.
Exactly. Anything goes.
Expect anything.
Expect the unexpected.
Yeah. All right. Oh, I just got pinged or something. Barracks, what the fuck are you doing watching my old videos?
No, what the fuck is he doing?
Oh, that dope boy. Remember Catfish, everyone?
Yes.
I barely do. But anyway, so the original summary to his story was Kiritsugu Emiya dreams of the events of the Fourth Holy Grail War. With this knowledge comes power, the power to influence the future. But playing 5 moves ahead isn't always easy, nor is preparing his children to fight in a war. With every intention of skewering fate into his favor, will the Mangus Killer be able to avert the tragedies revealed to him?
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say no.
Considering the fact of what we learned from Catfish last night, that his entire prologue section was supposed to be about, even though you know what's going to happen, you can't change fate. I'm gonna say no as well.
Sounds pretty accurate.
Alrighty then, so let us continue on and actually get to the bottom of this story. Mango Killer. Yes, indeed.
Mango Skiller, actually.
I am in fact a Mango Skiller in Dota 2. Atin can confirm.
You're definitely something.
Anyway, so years later, youngest child rises to stardom, while the eldest child that everyone also knows contains part of the sealed beast is left forgotten. As god damn it, my left key is literally just falling apart. And I need the Contact Steel series. Anyway, let's see, and begins to suffer. That's what are they, abusive? Really? Okay. While the world may cry out the name of the girl who lived in happiness and joy, they clearly whisper the name of the eldest twin in disdain and anger, because there's always a older and younger twin. Because everyone's able to just tell them apart. Well, I mean, I guess you could if they were non-fraternal. Is that what it was?
I guess.
Whatever. Everyone knows what I'm talking about. The twins that don't look like each other.
Yeah,
Pronounce
think that's what
Mangus
you're thinking of.
correctly. I am pronouncing it correctly. You making
It's
fun
not
of my
Magnus.
accent?
Listen, the
I think
only
he's
reason
making
it's
fun of my accent.
the only time it's Magnus is when you're complaining about 40k and how half of it's his fault.
I'm not saying Magnus.
I was telling the other people, Sneaky.
Oh. Anyway. When then she suffers even more because everyone hates her because the author has no ability to write conflict. They just really want this to happen. And it gets to an unbearable level because even though she has a full family and guards and a twin sister, nobody loves her because reasons. And so she just literally just gets beaten every day and raped every day probably too, and she's just suffers so much. She has a worm trigger event, giving her the powers of a choose your own adventure checklist with all of the points checked off. Also, the fact that she's the second sage of the six paths, it's irrelevant for nearly 90% of the story. I'm not surprised. That is very typical of authors who don't know what power scaling is that they just give their characters a power and they're like, look at this power, they have it, and then they use it like maybe once, and then they just skip over it for another power, and they just keep on doing that till they find the power they really like spamming.
Yeah.
She was never beaten or raped, actually, in the story, so points for that. So she was never beaten or raped, but she suffers at an unbearable level. I guess women are just weaker than men, then.
I'm not touching it.
No, that's all I'm getting. All I'm getting from this is that the author is sexist. I'm getting from this.
It's possible.
What happens when the twin that was suffering reaches an unbearable level where she unlocks a power that no one could ever imagine? No, I'm pretty sure almost every ninja at some point imagines having, Rakuto Senin levels of power.
In fact, based on their profession, they'd be weird if they didn't go, boy, wouldn't it be nice to have the ability to kill literally everyone who ever gets in my way?
Gun cocking sounds and Sneaky saying shit. I mean, just look at the sin count. Is it too late to change things, or is the rise of the Nindaime Rakuto Senin the mark of the end? Yes. As her response to this unbearable torture that she's going through in her life, where she was never beaten or raped and has a family, is her response is to kill everyone. Question mark? Maybe. In my story, the following cliches will be here. The Potters do not exist. So Harry Potter doesn't exist, and James Potter doesn't exist, and the whole Potter family and the reason as to why Harry was targeted doesn't exist. Also, there's no Kushina. She is replaced by Lily Uzumaki, and how she and Minato met will be explained in this story. Oh, I mean, at least you're gonna explain it, so I get half a point for that. Because of these changes, Naruto and Harry will not exist. Instead, they will be female OOC equivalents. Author, you are using words I do not think mean what you think they mean. They are female out of character equivalents of those characters. So they're female OCs, named female Naruto and female Harry.
Yes.
Because they are the equivalent would mean they are those characters, except with a female take to them. But if they're out of character, then they aren't equivalent.
Why am I here, honestly?
And she will
Really
use
frustrated
multiple names in this story for reasons I will explain later. But her names are Narumi and Riley.
You leave Crystal Maiden out of this, author.
This story will take place simultaneously in the Elemental Nations and Wizarding Britain, with a beyond godlike Narumi who has the Sharingan, the Super Sharingan, the Rinnegan, the Jubi, Mokuton, both magical and chakra techniques. Also contains Ron bashing, because of course it contains Ron bashing. It wouldn't be a Harry Potter story without the author forcing Ron to be bad.
Well, apparently, the Area 51 raids have been good for something.
Oh?
They have forced the Department of Defense to admit that the declassified military footage about the UFOs is real.
Well,
They
that's
don't know what it is, but the footage is real.
All of the footage is real. Also, we have no idea what it is. Are you guys happy now? Actually, no. Now we're very unhappy.
Now I am concerned.
Also, is it possible to build a bunker?
Can I build a bunker big enough to make the aliens go away?
Actually, Isley, that is where you're wrong. Ron's original character from the books is actually a fairly good person. Yes, he has some flaws. He's loud. He says his opinions before thinking about them, and he can occasionally, be a braggart, childish things coming from a child. But it was actually proven by the movie maker's own words, actually. The movie maker fully admitted to this in an interview, that he specifically made Ron stupider because he likes Hermione more and wanted to have Hermione be a better character in the movies. And actually gave a majority of Ron's good lines and good moments for Hermione to do in the movies instead. And all the fucking
I recall
retards,
they were quite balanced between the two of them, weren't they?
Yeah, there was supposed to be a balance, and where Ron was a more, do it as I go, learning from my, my brother's mistakes and successes sort of person, while Hermione was supposed to be a more, knowledgeable and calm, but when pushed gets emotional person. Instead, Hermione's just literally everything, and Ron's just a dumb idiot. But, anyway, beyond the...
But we digress. Ron is still an idiot.
Yes. Oh, hey, Calvin's here. Hi, Calvin. Enjoying this? Yeah, no, and the funnily enough, J.K. Rowling, in that interview, also was there, and she laughed about his admission about the movie author making Ron stupider in scenes, because she did, after writing the books, she regretted writing Ron the way she did because she felt there should be more female representation, and she didn't like that people liked Ron. So when she first met the movie author, she was concerned that he too would like Ron, but she was pleasantly surprised, quote, when he admitted to me that he disliked Ron and wished to cast Hermione in a far better light. So, that was a thing. And now, the eternal saying of the anime community, don't talk shit to me unless you've read the light novel / manga, continues to be proven true. Anyway, now that Aaron and Calvin are getting into a pissing match with each other about why Germany should either be ruled by authoritarians or ruled by authoritarians, let us continue. Minato and Lily bashing, because why not? You know, the guy who sacrificed himself for the sake of his village and in the heat of the moment was able to put together a massively complex and complicated spell, all for the sole purpose of ensuring his son's safety in the future so he can grow into the powers that he was being bestowed upon. Yeah.
Also, that everyone else gets to live.
He fucking hated Naruto. He was just the worst sort of person and just an absolute scumbag. Yep. That's why when Naruto punched him, he definitely did not say, I deserved that one. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just the worst sort of person. Anyway. The harem is currently only Fleur, Daphne, and Luna. Apparently that is expanded to more than 12 girls by the end of the story. Because of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? Meanwhile, Arn, first bullet wasn't enough.
Come on, do that off stream.
Nah, man. Can't wait.
Just
anyway.
unload the full clip and give us another good one.
Oh my god.
Anyway, so, Konoha bashing, because of course, Girl Who Lived bashing. I always love this one when they write a wrong boy who lived, or wrong girl who lived, I guess, story. Like, they specifically create a completely new character with the sole purpose of just making them the worst sort of person, so then the audience can feel good about this character that was never in the story in the first place being bad. So when the other character that barely resembles the original character that was in the story beats them, everyone gets to go, ha ha, take that completely made up character that doesn't exist in canon and existed for the sole purpose of being a dick. Zeeks has subscribed once more at 21-month streak.
That's a hell of a streak, Zeeks. Thank you very much.
He's using that streak to say, I am too tired to be a smartass. Well,
what a guy. You know, you're single-handedly fueling
Yeah.
Sneaky's alcohol addiction.
You are, and I heartily appreciate that.
You know, speaking of Arn, after all your hot gun cocking, I got a great idea. I've been waiting. I haven't wrote a sequel to Harry Potter and the Migrant Caravan yet, but I just got it.
Okay.
Harry Potter
No.
survives a school shooting.
No. You're getting it wrong. Harry Potter is.
No, I think it'd be like it'd be either Ron or Neville Longbottom who does the shooting.
Come on, as a true memento to our man, our guy, Mumkey Jones, it needs to be Harry
Stop,
Potter who dated the school shooter.
Yeah, Captain Calvin Cat on fanfiction.net, there is a story by me up called Harry Potter and the Migrant Caravan. It's a good story, worth your time.
It's an irredeemable shitpost, but it got a laugh out of me.
Wait, Drop. Here's another idea. Harry
What?
Potter and Pumped Up Kicks.
Oh my god! Speaking of, Call Me Kevin, one of his newest videos, he has a school shooting in a Hogwarts that has Pumped Up Kicks playing.
Oh no.
Speaking of Mumkey Jones, like what a poor train wreck that guy's going through. Have you guys followed him lately?
Oh Jesus!
No.
What happened?
No.
He had a sex tape come out recently.
Oh. Oh.
Did he release it?
Voluntarily, or
No, I guess the girl he was banging is like some crazy like furry pedophile lady. And no, I'm not making this up. Like she's a pedophile and she is a furry, and they were dating. And she released a sex tape they made, but the sex tape is really just her writing on him, but Monkey's filming, and he mostly focuses on his face, like he's like like just looking at himself in the fucking camera while he's doing
in
it.
a sex tape, he's shit posting.
what do I do here?
I'm not sure how to react to this, honestly.
But yeah, I'm thinking it would be Neville Longbottom though, who does the actual shooting. That makes the most like we're talking probably like Goblet of Fire, Order of the Phoenix era, and
Yeah.
Neville Longbottom is the shooter.
I can see it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, Ron dies in the shooting, so Harry. Part of the story is Harry dealing with survivor's guilt. Yeah, trying to find comfort in Ginny, who she wants to suck his dick, but also it's kind of his fault her brother's dead.
Well, see, and then you'll make it really spicy when they finally do the deed. He starts going Ron while looking at her.
Oh no.
He's like banging her like from behind, and she's like, "Yes, Harry." He's like, "Ron, like just like pumping out of control.
And when that happens, you have to somehow find a way to convey the horrible Kira crying noises from the Gundam Seed dub. You know what I'm talking about.
I don't, but I like it.
Hold on. I'm gonna get you a voice acting treat.
Zeke says we're gonna build a wall around Hogwarts. Doesn't Hogwarts already have a wall?
Well, yeah, but what happens is that Voldemort, his latest like evil plan is that he forces through political pressure Dumbledore to accept the migrants into Hogwarts.
I mean, all right. Here's a question, guys. Would Voldemort be for or against gun control?
4, definitely 4. He's a Nazi.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that and he can't it's a problem for him if like normal people get guns because then they can fight him.
That's true. That's true.
Right, I mean, imagine if like Voldemort tried to go to the Muggle world. He's like, "It is I, Voldemort." And just someone fucking snipes him from a tower, just like, bogey down.
Bam.
It's I, Voldemort, and I'm here to invade America.
I've always thought that would be a cool concept. Why does no one explore that? Like, what if like we took like a movie and it's like the Arthurian legends and like Morgana or someone raises her army to go to the future to like take over, and she fights like the modern U.S. military, and it's just a shit show, and they ruin her.
Actually, it's funny you say that.
Jorp, I've linked it to you. It's timestamped.
Alright.
Go ahead and just listen to that beautiful, beautiful voice acting.
Alrighty.
It's funny actually, Jorp, that you say that because that exists.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It's called Gate.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
Yeah.
yes, but no, I was actually talking more about books. There is the let's see here.
Oh wow, that's bad crying.
I told you it's real bad.
It was an unfinished series, I think it was, or something. It was just a draft or something that got posted. But the TLDR is a Army's Ranger battalion gets transported back to the time period of Caesar crossing the Rubicon.
Okay.
And it deals with like how the army handles, running out of ammo and their technical superiority for the moment with their, advanced resources, and how it was actually pretty interesting.
With their
that's pretty cool.
guns.
Okay, I like that. Like I was so excited for Cowboys versus Aliens, and that movie ended up being kind of a disappointment.
Dude,
So I was like,
I
man.
was so pumped for that movie because it was just sounded so stupid that I was like, it's gonna be a shit post, but I hope it's like,
Right.
funny. And then I was like, okay. I saw it and I was like, yeah, I laughed occasionally.
I would say I watched the movie and I was like, I didn't hate it, but it's not gonna be a movie where I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go back and watch this.
It's definitely not going to be remembered, but it was certainly a movie where you're like, yeah, I watched that. It was a thing. Yeah, I'm not going to get into that, Calvin, but I do have to say, I do agree with that statement inside the quotes.
It's not wrong.
Harry Potter glasses of the Middle East. That'll be chapter 3.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, see, that already happened, though. That happened in
Oh, yeah.
Harry Potter and For Love of Magic. Not even kidding. No, that at the end of this story, the author just straight out was like, yeah, fucking Harry glasses the Middle East, just yeets Europe.
Like we have like
I
Albert
see.
Einstein come and teach like Hogwarts theoretical physics class, and they make some kind of hydrogen Patronus.
Also have
Jorp, what have we said
Plutonium.
about making Sneaky laugh?
Anyway, as I was saying though, have you ever seen the Romeo and Juliet modern edition?
Like the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, like with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Oh, it's so great. Fucking everyone's just got Glocks and deals.
Bro, I love it because they took the script of Romeo and Juliet just fucking verbatim. It makes no sense, but here they are in this modern setting.
Oh my god, it was just great though.
It doesn't have to make sense. It just has to be entertaining.
No, it's a beautiful movie. I loved it.
Oh god, it was something. America's Patronus nuke goes off.
Hey, excuse me. No. If you're a true American, your Patronus is George Washington.
That's true enough.
Yeah, but like a 10-foot tall George Washington.
Alternative,
Oh no, it's like like George Washington will be somewhere between 10 to 15 feet, and he
also,
will
you have to
always
keep
be
in mind-
crossing a river. Always doesn't matter if he's on
He
solid.
also is wielding a
ground.
minigun, obviously, size included.
Oh well, yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
Yeah, I mean that's the best version of
Alternative
Washington.
acceptable
Adoy.
Patronuses are also Ronald Reagan with a submachine gun riding a velociraptor carrying the American flag, wielding a RPG.
That
don't
gets me
forget-
hard as fuck.
Don't forget, just normal Teddy Roosevelt, also acceptable.
True as well. Yeah.
Did you guys ever play a game, a little known game on the DS, really good though, by the same people who did Fire Emblem? It's called Codename Steam.
No.
Yes, surprisingly fun.
Yeah, I loved it. But the point is, it's got all these cool characters. But one of the characters you have is Abraham Lincoln, literally Abraham Lincoln, and he's got
Yes.
a giant fucking mech that he jumps into, a Lincoln mech that he fights in. It's the greatest
Oh
thing
yes,
ever.
the Steam mech. Yeah, I remember hearing about
See,
that.
the whole reason I found out about that game was because someone was like, so I'm playing Codename Steam, and I was like, what happens if I put my Marth amiibo on there? And the answer is you have Marth
You get
fighting
fucking
next
Marth.
to
That's what
Abraham.
happens.
You have Marth fighting next to Abraham Lincoln, is what you have.
Yeah, they threw Marth, Ike, and Lucina were all available via amiibo.
Which I thought was just fantastic.
Oh yeah, next they had like story. They have that the steel driving man. What's his name? Henry or the fuck?
John Henry.
John Henry, yeah, and the Wizard of Oz characters, fucking Randolph Carter from the Lovecraft stories. What a brilliant game! I got it for like $3 at a fucking GameStop, brand new, because apparently nobody bought it. I loved it.
I was gonna say, as far as games go, it apparently bombed to hell and back, and I have no idea why.
Yeah, it was a great game, man. Like if you guys in the chat, like fucking, if you get a hold of a copy of Codename Steam, which they're cheap as shit, play it.
Not an ad, could be an ad.
Hashtag
Anyway,
definitely want it to be an ad.
let's finish this up. So, Konoha bashing, council bashing. Of course, the good old civilian council that was invented specifically to be bashed. I do really love it when authors invent things for the specific purpose of hating on them. It's really actually reminding me now of the current political situation.
Oh, don't start, please.
Did somebody look into a used vagina and say Gamergate 3 times?
Whoa! Oh, wow. We're definitely getting letters now. Did we ever see a good civilian council? I can't think of one. Can anyone else?
Nope.
No. Sorry, Zeeks, no. Do you mean a real American would have shot first? Exactly. That's why Han Solo is American. He shot first.
All right. First of all, look, Corellia is just Space Earth. Let's be clear.
Yes.
And anyone who tells you otherwise is lying.
You think fanfics have everything? Well, I have yet to see a fanfic that actually is good, has a solid plot with a interesting idea that's never been done before, and actually is completed. Never seen that one before.
No, hold on. What's it called? The Come on, brain, work with me here. The one where Shepard gets yeeted back in time to Warhammer. That was a decent premise, well written, fully complete.
I suppose you. But it's not new.
What do you mean?
The idea itself of during a FTL travel, something happens. In this case, it was the ending of Mass Effect. Something happens during FTL travel, causing Normandy or the Shepherd or some variation of both to end up in X world. Now, I've read several stories before that had that as a premise.
I gotcha.
my point being is that most stories that have the unique idea tend to die first because the author isn't really sure where to take it, but eventually someone sees that, gets inspired by it, and unlike how fanfiction normally works when you're inspired by a fanfic, actually ends up writing a story with a similar idea behind it, but completes it. It's just, very, very rare. And I've never seen the original idea get completed.
I hear you.
I've seen a reasonable civil council once or twice. Really? You have to drop some links to that, Isaac. I don't think it exists.
I don't believe you.
No, bye, Calvin.
Oh, bye, Calvin.
He came in for 20 minutes and argued with us and then left. I appreciate that, man. Anyway, so, elder bashing, because, make sure to hit your elders, everyone. This author promotes elder bashing.
Look, sometimes they deserve it.
Sasuke bashing, because it's not like his character was already shit to begin with, and just portraying him normally would be enough. Sakura bashing, because it's not like her character wasn't shit to begin with, and you could just, portray her normally. Yuri and Fudo limes.
I'm sorry, what?
It's not Yuri if it's Fuda.
You're right. It's even more degenerate.
Yes, yeah, it is, but it's not Yuri. It's not girl on girl. If one of the girls has a dick, then it's just straight sex. I mean, admittedly, one person might have boobs, but a fat person might also have boobs, so, you know.
Now, Sneaky, the technical term is moobs.
Yeah, but it could also be boobs because drinking beer produces estrogen, and estrogen in a body, regardless of the sex, produces fat swells on the pectorals.
That's
That's
gross.
true. Incredibly disturbing, but true.
Yeah, so don't drink beer, everyone. Makes you feel.
Remember, kids, beer is a tool of Satan to make you into one of them, whatchamacallits.
The
Germans.
demonetized words?
Yeah, one of them demonetized words.
At least it wasn't underage sex. Is that really our line these days? Wow, this author is terrible, but at least there was no child sex. Is that really our standard these days?
Considering the average state of fanfiction, it's not far off.
Okay, that's right.
I mean, I would say, yeah, that actually is sadly probably our baseline measurement.
Don't drink beer, says the alcoholic. Hey, I'm not alcoholic. I literally drink twice a week for a 2-hour period.
Now,
That is
while you do
not
consume
alcoholism.
an excessive amount during that time, let's be clear.
But that's not alcoholism. Alcoholism is drinking literally every day in excess because you have to, because it's a compulsion. That is alcoholism. I do not have alcoholism. If it wasn't for this podcast, I probably wouldn't drink at all.
Well, then when the podcast is inevitably canceled, you'll be in the clear.
No, because then I must fight to uncancel it, Jorp. Because my voice cannot be silenced unless I'm the one silencing myself.
By falling off the bed.
No, even falling will not silence me.
Yeah, we'll just lead to another fun Twitch clip.
Version 2! Oh no, this is version 2?
Yeah, they have a poll on who's going to be in the harem. I guess I don't know why you'd take Hermione out of all the people. But you know,
Because Harry Potter authors apparently don't like Hermione.
well, why not?
I don't know.
You see, it's because she's a thought.
I wish that was the reason.
So yeah.
Hermione's like the one that you put in like the bad situations. Like she's the one who has to bang the professor because he blackmails her, or she gets tied up and abused. You know, Ginny's the one who will fuck anybody.
We're moving on. Hey guys, we'll have another
I need you
reminder
to do me a
in
favor
the following
and not
chapters.
say words.
But 2 people have brought up removing Hermione from the harem, and 1 person offered good reasons for it. So I'm going to take a poll that will be settled by chapter 6. Vote on whether you want Hermione in, and if you don't, offer up a replacement suggestion. The other 3 girls are going to remain, as I already have stories for them. Wow. Why does that just make me want to do the British comedy skit where I just eat a revolver? The other 3 girls, let me know in the review sections. And of course, it's not a shit Naruto story until the author says, Jane.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Broken Angel Chapter 1. Ruins. That's all he could see around him as he glided elegantly through what was once the greatest hidden village. in the world. It's a pity so much magical blood had to be wasted, the man thought as he sidestepped another dead body. Oh yeah, that's another thing I really don't get about the whole Naruto Harry Potter fusion, is so there's chakra, and everyone has chakra, including all the magical people, because you have to have chakra to be alive in the Naruto world. Even trees and the rocks have chakra. Like shit. Literally existence. Chakra. Right?
Mm.
Everything is a rock that's alive.
Yep. So anyway, what I don't understand is, so everything is chakra, so you can't go from that angle. But one day, a bloodline of people spontaneously exists, and where they can use a power that is separate from chakra, that does not tire them out, that can cast various abilities that are similar to chakra, but can do various non-elemental effects, such as repair things, or make people float, or cast blades of non-elemental cutting, or just yeet someone out of existence by ripping their soul from their body. Okay? And the ninjas don't monopolize this. Yeah?
Say, not only do they not monopolize it, they don't seem to care.
Yeah. Well, we don't know that yet. But, you know, every single clan doesn't have someone with magical blood included into their lines yet. Really? Unless that is what happened, then I'll just, then I'll be the prophet, and the author will be actually someone who did kind of think about a fusion world for once.
For once.
They're still dumb and it's stupid, but, at least they put thought into it.
You're still dumb, and I hate you, but...
It has a sequel. Okay. Most people ignored this man. The man couldn't help but admire the destruction around him. The power of the Nine Tails was truly astounding. It bothered him that so much magical blood was spilled, but he knew that if this village wasn't taken down, all of his plans for the future would be destroyed. Ever since that blasted Minato entered into his war, he and his Death Eaters hadn't won a battle. That's interesting. Okay. Interesting. I want to see how the author justifies this. Minato didn't need to send his armies, as he could just go to the battlefield and in an instant, no matter where he was previously. That is false. Entirely false. He needs to set up the seals to teleport. So once he literally has the entire world coded in a teleportation seal. Anyway, after he gave his special kunai to those damnable Order of Phoenix members, because of course a military dictatorship would tolerate a separate vigilante group that is also acting as a militia. Of course they would. They wouldn't. Yeah, see, the funny thing about dictatorships is they really don't like competition. I say
In
Do you
fact,
think
funny.
the Ghostbusters would make good ninjas in the Konoha village?
Not really. No,
No.
Like-
neither iteration of them. No.
No, well, not the 2016 one. They can't be ninjas. They're women. But I'm talking about like the real Ghostbusters.
No, still no.
I mean, I'd give Dan Aykroyd the Sacred Kunai.
Really? You're gonna give the guy who spent his entire life making Crystal Skull vodka? Poorly, I might add.
Yes, I would. Yeah, you got the new Team 7. It's Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, Peter, Rei, Egon, and the black guy.
Why? Why does this exist?
If you listen closely, you can hear Twitch actively banning us.
If you put your ear to the ground, you can hear Max screaming in suffering as he just feels us being banned. With
That
his
one wasn't
soul.
even offensive.
No, but it's like the straw that broke the camel's back is probably going to be something completely innocuous.
There's
but
some fucking hardcore Naruto fan on the Twitch team staff, and he's like, did this motherfucker really just say the
this guy
Ghostbusters
just
could be ninja?
insulted my waifu. That's it. That's the last straw.
It's like, look, I stand by Vic Mignogna, okay? That's why the Kick Vic stuff is allowed on Twitch, but how dare you bring the Ghostbusters?
How dare you bring my 4 waifus into this?
Well, anyway, guys, it's 2:30 a.m. So
yeah. Well, I
I'm
hope.
gonna-
Oh yeah, you
I
should
hope-
go to
Yeah.
I
sleep.
hope we entertained you, Arn.
yeah, sure, you can say that. So yeah, good night, guys.
See ya.
Signing off with style. We'll never see him again.
He's gonna go commit a school shooting.
He is.
What is he, like 16?
We should tell the FBI. Oh wait, they don't exist in Norway.
What does exist in Norway?
Nothing.
It's
No,
fucking-
no. Be fair. Ice.
Muslims.
It's like a mountain with a couple of big titty blonde chicks just ready to fuck you. And I don't kind of make myself want to go there. I don't know.
Oil. You know, they have lots of oil in Norway.
Do they?
Mm-hmm.
Let's invade.
We should. I mean, what's Norway gonna do? Stop us?
Right? They can't even stop the fucking Muslims coming in.
No, they're doing a decent job on that. Poor Max, he always misses the times we do the dumbest shit. Well, you know, it's kind of a reason for that, Pedro. Pretty much because he prevents us from doing them.
I used to try, but I can't be asked anymore.
Anyway, blah 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 blah, magical blood, blah blah blah, shit fusion world, blah 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 blah, stupid shit, blah 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 blah, dumb ass crap. Also, nobody at any point in time ever was like, hey, you know how we are a military dictatorship in a massive Cold War arms race after 3 world wars? You know what we should do? Never come up with a counter to magic. That's what we should do. Is never counter magic as a military dictatorship in an arms race.
Well, how do you counter magic?
By using your own ninja magic. Duh.
Dance magic dance.
You know, I mean, dude, there's magic from playing instruments, so, I mean, What if there is interpretive dance magic?
I would say you
don't know
leave
that.
the second best Kingdom Hearts 2 boss out of this.
Do you think that the labyrinth takes place in the same world Hogwarts does?
It's possible.
Okay.
I like to think no, if only because J.K. Rowling shouldn't get credit for even existing in that world.
I don't know. When you look back, I mean, The Labyrinth is a good movie, but isn't it kind of problematic in a lot of ways? You know, like you got Jareth, the Goblin King, played by David Bowie, who already has a problem with fucking like 14-year-olds, you know? And then what's he doing for the entire movie? Trying to steal a baby and fuck a 14-year-old.
Well, true. Have you considered that he's actually just age progressive?
No, I haven't.
Well, then the more you know, Jorp. The more you know.
And that's why Jorp doesn't get reported to the FBI.
Because I'm a good boy?
I mean, you're not a child toucher.
This is true.
For, whatever that's going to be worth in 2030.
I know, they're trying to normalize it. They're trying to make it cool. I'm actually behind the curve because I'm not doing it, you know?
Yeah. Gonna lose your cred there.
God damn it. All I'm trying to do is get the whores out of gaming, man.
All I wanted to do was play video games, and yet here I am, half drunk on a stream on Friday night, screaming about fan fiction, talking politics with a guy from Florida.
And they radicalized me. They fucking radicalized me. If only they hadn't put the social justice in my gaming.
Literally, it's funny you say that, though, because I never gave a shit about fanfiction. Like, years. I've read fanfiction for 4 years before I even started caring about the quality of it. I never gave a shit about politics until my second year in college when Gamergate happened.
Uh-oh.
And it's not even that Gamergate happened that made me get involved. I didn't care about Gamergate. Oh, what's that? All the gaming journalists are garbage? Wow, no shit. Anyone that read...
Holy cow, we never knew that.
Anyone that read Game
Informer... before that was IGN the biggest IGN's impartiality the biggest joke in existence?
Well, not only that, it's shit like Game Informer. I had a subscription to Game Informer since I was 9, right? And I noticed the trend of them just giving the big games high scores and the games that I wanted to play low scores.
Of course.
And, so I was just tuned all that shit out. I didn't care. But no matter what class I was in at that school, no matter what class, whether it was world history, modern people's economics, chemistry, or cybersecurity, every single professor since Gamergate started, and for like a solid 2 months after that, would just rant about Gamergate for the entire period and how gamers were terrible people and they're sexist, racist bigots. And literally the quietest person, and again, I still didn't care. Because what do I care what the professor thinks about me? Fuck that guy. But then the quietest, nicest person I had ever met in person, so basically the second coming of Max, right? But I met him IRL. You remember James at all?
Oh, James was a lad.
Yeah. The dude is so quiet and polite and nice to everyone. But one day in class, he just got up and just fucking unloaded verbally on the teacher, who was just going into one of her rants again about how racist and terrible gamers are. Just for a solid 15 minutes, just verbally tore her apart on it. And I was like, James, my man, tell me more. And now here I am. screaming about fanfiction.
So once again, we come back to the problem that plagues all men. It's that a woman has radicalized them.
Yes.
Be over here, quietly counting down the time to us getting Zabad.
Look, I'm not saying we should disrespect women. Anything but. I'm a humanist. I believe we should afford women the same equal rights that we give to everybody else. We should treat them right. We should be good to them because they're weaker than us. But what I am saying is that letting them vote was the biggest mistake we ever made.
You know, repeal the 19th. It's it might happen. You never know.
Well, no, look. Let me explain something. Think about it. Really think about it from an economic standpoint, from a world cultural standpoint. I mean, why is it that we have so many problems right now? So many school shootings, so many people who are unhappy because we don't have enough money, because we don't have enough medical care, because we don't have enough, things in the world to sustain us. Used to be time was back in the 50s, the 60s. You could go work at whatever local factory and you could buy a house and feed your family. At some point, though, women entered the workforce en masse, didn't they? Now, I know you guys aren't stupid. I know you guys understand supply and
I'm pretty
demand.
fucking dumb. I will say that. Look.
Well,
I just
I know
want
you
to make this point before you go off. Before I forget.
Yeah.
They say
I would
black
say,
people can say the N word, and gay people can say the F word. All I'm saying is I think I'm justifiable in being able to say retard.
Okay, say it. But I'm saying you understand supply side economics, and so when you take the workforce and you have the same amount of jobs available, but you take an extra 50% of the population and inject that, so 150% of the people are now working for 100% of the jobs, what's going to happen? The jobs are going to be devalued, aren't they? Yes. Women entering the workforce damned us all.
All I'm saying, George, have you considered men make less money, women most affected? Have you considered?
Well, absolutely.
So it's actually a moral good to make women have less work. That way men will make more money, because if women are most affected by men having money, therefore more men having more money is better.
Well, women don't want to work. You ever met a woman who's excited to go to work?
Yeah.
Who is she?
Considering my mother,
Human being that you wouldn't know, but the human being in question is a pastry chef, and an excellent one.
So
Well,
what
that's
you're
good.
saying
That's
is that she
woman's
spends
work.
all her time in the kitchen.
No, she spends all of her time over the oven.
Yeah, you make a woman a personal shopper. I'm sure she'll love her job too. What's your point?
Oh, God, Jesus Christ. Holy shit. Alright, well, you know what? We're gonna do two things. I'm gonna tell a quick story. I'm gonna mute Jorp. We're gonna wrap this story up before we get banned. So the quick story is back when I was trying to be a game dev. We had an assignment in one of my classes where we were paired with random people and we were instructed to do X thing. The topic of this project was create a popular mobile game for X demographic. And one of the groups was assigned female mothers. And no, do not get me started on that part.
No, to be fair, there was good reason for that.
As opposed to male mothers?
It's 2019. They're doing that now.
Yeah,
No,
this is
I'm
like
just saying the
2015.
reason that was assigned is because
Well,
like,
no,
here's the thing,
that's
Sneaky, it's
no,
because
I know
it's
what-
female
that's
mothers
not-
specifically because they are one of the largest groups.
No, I'm not saying female mothers being assigned was weird. I'm saying
And isn't that a shame? They never get their
female
bodies back. They
mothers.
balloon up like 50 pounds when they get pregnant.
No, I'm saying female mothers is the problem, as opposed to male mothers. You know?
As opposed to male models.
What? I
Just making a shitty joke.
Okay, good. I was about to say, I can't tell if you're being retarded or actually trying to make a point. Anyway, so point being is that this group, 3 guys, were, of course, I say of course because it was a class of 100 and, oh Jesus, it was a class of 230 people out of all the game devs, game programmers, and business majors, I think it was, 4 games. It was a class of like 230, 250 or something like that. Out of all 3 of those majors, there was like 5 women. Yeah. They all left too by the end of the year. But anyway, so these 3 individuals are assigned female mother mobile game. They come back after 2 weeks of deliberation, and they present to the class a catching simulator, where you move the object at the bottom to catch items falling from the top in accordance to what the item being displayed is currently on the corner of your screen. Seems, simple, possibly fun for someone who only has a couple minutes while they're waiting, for Jimmy to get into the damn car already. Stop talking to your goddamn friends, Jimmy. We have places to go. Right? You following along so far?
I'm following.
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
They decided to theme the game grocery shopping.
Well, you gotta go with what you know.
Where you drag a cart across the screen back and forth to catch the ingredients on your shopping list.
Okay.
And the teacher just gave them this flat look of, are you really fucking kidding me right now? This is a joke, right? This is not your actual project presentation.
You say that, but remember how Diner Dash took off. That was literally a game where you played some minimum wage bitch who ran back and forth, taking orders and delivering food to tables.
Yes,
at an increasingly frantic and overworked pace, because even as the business grew and money increased,
you never got that promotion.
Workers were never hired.
Oh, no. To be fair, Atin, that is a true, realistic representation of a modern restaurant business.
I didn't say it wasn't. I was just pointing out that it was part of the success.
Why does my food take 50 minutes? Oh, we only have 1 cook. You guys serve like 100 people. Yeah.
We have 1 cook, and technically we have 2 waiters, but one of them is a high school kid who can only work from 4:30 in the afternoon
all the non-busy
to 5 o'clock.
hours.
And the other one is Pedro from Brazil.
Every once in a while, we get some massively overqualified individual who stays. They've got like a Harvard degree and they're there for, I don't know, a week before the grinding monotony forces them to form a noose in the back.
Yeah, basically.
Speaking of which, steak is the special.
Why is that, speaking of which?
It's topped with our special Soylent sauce.
Oh.
Anyway,
despite what the liberal news media will tell you, Soylent Green is not people.
Exactly.
What is it?
Pedro does have a good point. He would not be working in a restaurant. No restaurant would ever hire a male Brazilian. It, of course, would be a female Brazilian that speaks no English.
Well, those are the best kind.
Because what is there not to enjoy about going to a restaurant where the only waiter that is available doesn't speak your language of your country?
I'm here to tell you you're wrong.
Apparently that's not the best part of a restaurant.
No, I was talking about the male Brazilian thing.
Male
I would say,
Brazilians are
Sneaky,
hired?
you're forgetting that's there. I'm sure somewhere out there, there's a male version of Hooters.
Yeah, it's called
I'm pretty sure it's
Chippendales.
been tried to be
wanna know,
opened before, and it
you wanna
ended
know
up
who
being
go-
closed.
No,
Mark
no,
works for
Sneaky.
the,
I'm not talking about for women.
Oh.
I'm talking about for the gays.
I was
Yes,
gonna say, you
again,
wanna know
I'm pretty
who
sure
gets
someone tried to open that before, and it ended up being closed due to health safety standards.
I was gonna say, you wanna know who takes the who
Hold
gets
on,
the
no,
most
Sneaky.
hours?
Were these run of the mill health violate like rats in the freezer, or was it like the dicks are out kind of health
Okay,
violation?
question. Why do you think that rats in the freezer is run of the mill?
It's a standard run-of-the-mill health violation. Just dead rats.
No, I mean
in
it's a
your
health
freezer.
violation. You'll find it any bit. Like it can happen to any bit. Like the place closed because they had rats, or the kitchen prep. They found out the guy who does kitchen prep was always like, handling raw meat and then making people salads.
Let's just say that the cook was handling. He was
No.
definitely handling raw meat and then cooking
I
people's
Stop.
food.
You're giving me bad memories.
I see. Hold on, bad
You're giving me
memories.
bad Did I never tell you this story?
No, you have never told us about the time you went to a gay Hooters and got food poisoning from the cook stroking his dick.
I want to
Well,
hear
that's
the
not what
story.
Well, that's not what the story was, but the story was more having to do with the fact that my
That
coworker.
is not how you made
disgusting.
that
That
sound.
is not, not in the slightest what you just implied.
No, my coworkers at the first restaurant I worked at were disgusting.
Would you care to elaborate?
Basically, I came into. I'm not going to mention the restaurant name because I don't
No
want to.
shit.
Oh, tell us the fucking restaurant
No,
name,
what's
man.
the address of this place? And can we get the manager's name and number
Is it
too?
is it a chain or is it a one-off?
It's a chain.
Yeah.
So tell us the fucking chain then.
No.
Yeah.
Chain.
All right,
It's a
tell
chain.
the fucking story so we can finish this story up and go to fuck to sleep.
Look, I worked for
Alright.
Chili's once. It was a garbage experience. I'm not gonna stand for Chili's.
All right,
Well,
fine.
so
it was
does
fucking
going to
Bertucci's.
Chili's, Jorp.
Oh, there we go. Now we know.
No one go, and it's the Bertucci's that like closed down too, so no one actually cares.
Oh, I still don't care. I was just curious. But
Why
I
do you care
applaud
in the
you,
first
sir,
place?
for having the balls.
Fucking
Just tell your
Basically
goddamn
what-
story or I'm Shark
Okay.
Tanking you.
fucking Jorp keeps interrupting me.
Shark Tank!
All right. Basically, what happened was I came into work one day, and what happened was fucking the salad guy just has his fucking hand down his pants, no fucking like shame at all. It's just right down there. He's just holding his hand there, and I'm just looking at him, just like, what the fuck are you doing? And he finally notices I'm looking at him, and he just like slowly puts his hand away. Like he thinks that if he puts it down slow enough, I won't see it.
His
If I
vision is
move
based on movement.
slowly.
The worst part is he wasn't the only one, because I'm fairly certain I saw the pasta guy just trying to fucking jack off at work because he was just
Trying to
fucking-
add some special white sauce.
The
Eh?
pasta
he
guy
was
was
just
just
watching-
practicing his tortellini.
He was just fucking watching porn while he was working on pasta.
Oh.
He was working on pasta, all right.
Yeah, he was, and that's why I said something about the Brazilian guys, because they were all just like over 30 Brazilian guys just fucking doing whatever the fuck they want.
And now
Because they
we
don't
all
care.
know.
They're not gonna get fired.
And now we all know why no one hires male Brazilians.
That's
No,
like
you
the
wanna
old
know why they
classic,
get-
you know, when you work at McDonald's and someone orders a milkshake and you jerk off into it and you get your semen in there because they'll never tell the difference.
Well, no, they'll definitely tell
Well,
the
now I know
difference
never to
because-
order a milkshake from
No,
George.
no, Jorp, Jorp. They'll definitely tell the difference because everyone knows the ice cream machine at McDonald's is broken. So there's only
No, I
one
thought
way
the
you're
2
getting a
liter machine was
milkshake.
broke.
It's always McDonald's workers fucking. It's always you go there. It's like, oh, sorry, shake machine's out, bitch. I know it ain't down. I know you're just lazy.
Soda machine, 1 liter machine broke. We got 2 liter though. Oh my god. This fucking hippie.
Anyway, so let's finish this story up. So, blah blah blah. The author really sucks at any feasible implementation of a fusion world. Not that that's surprising. Blah blah blah. He dissolved the Anbu. They literally just vaporized because he Thanos snapped so hard. And he's striding past everyone, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, holy shit, this is freaking crazy." Oh, so Voldemort's not even a ninja.
What?
Voldemort just straight up caused a war in the elemental nations. Like, he just completely masterminded a world war in the elemental nations while he was in Britain. And then Lily Evans, or whatever her real name was, travels to the elemental nations and falls in love with Minato. And that gets him involved in the war, and Minato stops the war.
I don't know how that's supposed to work, but I'm telling you right now, it doesn't.
Yeah. And then the crying child of hair and deep blue eyes like Minato wailed loudly, and if it wasn't for sizable power, coupled with trembling of room, he would have killed her. Okay. Sure.
I see.
Voldemort was a man of charisma and elegance who didn't like hurting kids, especially magical kids, because reasons. But this was Minato's child, and for her, he would make the exception. And so while he's determined that he doesn't want to hurt kids and that he won't kill this annoying baby that's crying, he will kill this annoying baby that's crying, specifically because it's Minato's kid.
See the innocent blood you have spilt on the
Flesh!
steps of Notre Dame. It was not by my hand that I was once again given flesh.
You steal men's souls and make them your slaves.
No, we're not getting into that. Let me finish up.
Yeah, no, we're not doing that.
Glance
You can't not. You can't not.
The Voldemort glances at the other baby and is surprised that the baby is looking at him. Really? Apparently, the author has never been around babies before.
That's probably a good thing.
They like looking at things. You know what? That is actually a fair point. That is actually a fair point.
What is?
That the author has never been around a baby before. And that's a good thing.
You guys, did you see the super cute picture I posted in the memes and shitpost channel?
Nope.
Do I want
Aw.
to?
No.
Is this
But it's
gonna
so
be,
cute.
Is this going to be a thing that
Only
makes me
thing
scream
that can
Shark
stop a
Tank?
bad boy with a gun is a good boy with a gun. That's very
Oh.
cute.
Well, I already dislike it because it's a rat holding a gun.
Wow.
Anyway, so the author takes this moment to have Voldemort, a deeply charismatic and suave man, deeply inspect the aesthetic looks of these babies. Because, just born babies, their eye color and the fact that they have a full head of hair. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm more of a fan of stillborn babies.
I'll bet you are.
He likes it because they don't fight back.
There you go.
Anyway, so Voldemort sensed the power inside the infant. It was thick and throbbing power. And it was black, too. It was black power, one might even say.
And I know we've been tempting fate, but that's not a good way to tempt fate.
No, but you can't get banned for saying black power.
Yeah, no, they'll upvote you.
Mm-hmm. She's the main character. It's obviously fitting that she has black power, and she's going to go kill a genocidal white man
Black Lives Matter.
who wants to colonize some minorities. I don't see anything wrong here.
It's gonna get me some Skittles and Mountain Dew and go walking tonight.
Voldemort stared into the
I don't even know
child's
what to
eyes
say about that.
and was shocked to see that
There
the
is just,
child
like-
understood the concept of assassination and what was about to happen. She clearly knew why Voldemort was here and why he wanted to kill her. This caught Voldemort off guard, being that she was only a mere 5-year-old.
What is this fucking Twilight?
5-hour-year-old baby. Oh, keep in mind,
This
she's
is
only
fucking
5
Twilight.
hours old. Yep. This caught Voldemort off guard, but he quickly recovered because it's obviously absurd that a 5-hour-old baby understands the concept of political assassination. Still, he knew that this would be something that would bother him for quite some time if he survived whatever he was about to do. The infant was unnaturally beautiful, and Voldemort couldn't help but be attracted to her. It was surreal. Voldemort raised his wand and aimed it at her. He stared at her for a moment and felt a pang of sadness echo through him as he pumped his wand and shouted Avada Kedavra. He watched as a eerie green light shot forward from his wand in his hand and hit the child in front of him. He saw as it impacted onto her chest and watched the child flinch. But instead of going still, her eyes shot him. And in the last moment, Voldemort saw something no one had seen in thousands of years. He watched in slow motion as the green light of his spell, still hovering in the air, as the child's eyes changed into, apparently, Cyclops from Marvel.
Interesting.
And then she shot her eyes lasers at Voldemort. Tom becomes another familiar to the main character because of course he does. Okay. You said there was no pedophilia in this story, and so far there is definitely pedophilia in this story.
Hashtag triggered.
Hashtag against the law.
Hashtag I'm calling the police.
Halt, you violated the law?
Pay your fines or be sent to jail.
Hashtag 15 Gorillion.
Hashtag remember the guard who traveled all the way to an oblivion plane to arrest a man.
And then died.
Stop. You violated the law.
Hashtag white girls fuck dogs.
I'm just gonna ignore that you said that.
Thought we agreed not to talk about that, Jorp.
I want to know,
No, you
but
don't.
I don't want to
No.
know.
No, you don't.
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
You mean you don't know?
So, she
No,
shot him
and you know what?
with her
I'm
legendary
pretty happy
purple
that
eyes.
way.
Oh, buddy.
Her black power manifested in the form of black rings forming around her eyes, and then she shot Voldemort. And then he watched everything distort, and it slammed back into him. And the last thought he ever had was, bloody hell! Oh, those British. As Voldemort's wraith hovered in the air, it glanced at the now ruined room. It...
Stop.
No. 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 No.
Cease.
The blonde child was lying on the floor, covered in blood-red chakra that seemed to shield her from death. She had splinters embedded into her, but they were quickly pushed out by the demonic energy and healed nearly perfectly. For some reason, the demonic energy caused a mutation to occur along her cheeks, causing 3 whisker-like marks to appear. Okay, I mean, I guess that's accurate. The other child, the one who killed him, was lying on the floor directly before him. Her eyes returned to her normal state, and she looked calm. Though by the craziest thing Voldemort had ever seen was when the child looked at Voldemort's dead body, Soul Thing. Voldemort knew that to stay was to risk death, so with a swift motion, his wraith flew out into the open walls. A few minutes later, "What the hell happened here?" Minato shouted as he walked into the room on crutches, because healing chakra doesn't exist. Also, we never got a description of Minato's injuries. He was still exhausted from sealing the Nine Tails, which does not apparently concern the author to the point where they did not even capitalize it. And he was still suffering from his injuries. "I'm not sure, my lord. The room exploded. We rushed in here, and the Anbu guards are slagified. Where are my babies?" Lily Namikaze's voice could be heard. "Here, my lady." "Oh, thank
Oh, they're
God."
slagified? I guess they take ×2 damage.
Perhaps it's time we'd make an investigation to garner information. "Headmaster, it was Dumbledore Sensei."
I've never heard a more fanfiction line than "it was Dumbledore Sensei," I've gotta say.
Minato
That's a pretty high up
said,
there.
with happiness crawling into his voice. "Minato,
Crawling in my
boy.
skin?
Minato, my boy. I heard of Ninetail Rampage.
Motto, my boy. You must make a choice.
Flesh.
Um,
I and other
God,
members...
that's what I was referencing.
I and other members of my vigilante militia came as quickly as we could to your military dictatorship, though it seems the danger had already passed. Yes, the fox is sealed, but it seems there is something going on. I wonder if this has anything to do with Severus's mark fading." "Snape's mark faded?" Minato asked curiously. Literally, Voldemort just died. Not even a few minutes ago. And Dumbledore has already apparently traveled across the entire world to go talk to Minato, who no one ever stopped him.
Well, see, he used the magic teleporty dagger.
Oh, of course.
You mean Blink Dagger?
No. Minato clearly is holding the other teleport pyramid.
Gotta keep those safe in your bag, man. You never know when a scumbag party member will take them.
Exactly.
You always
Uh-huh.
gotta secure the
Yeah.
bag.
I definitely know that feeling.
Yeah, I'll go up here and then you can teleport to me. Yep.
Yeah, there's nothing in this room at all. Mm-mm. I'm just gonna take a look at this and
Speaking
make
of
sure
which,
there's nothing
Atin,
there.
check out my favorites page for Divinity Original Sin 2, and tell me what you think about the class mods that I have favorited. Because I am thinking about, after finishing up this save, of doing another game with those mods on.
I mean, I'll finally be out of school hell, so I might try
blah,
to...
blah. My goodness!
Maybe I can run Divinity 2 on my
Voldemort.
laptop. That will be a good...
It's a fairly intensive game.
I have ways.
Well, you only need what about six gigs or so of RAM to run it, and
I've got an 8
Wait,
gig
which
on my
game?
laptop, my dude.
Divinity Original Sin 2.
Oh, yeah, Jesus Christ. That game is fucking intensive as hell. Especially when you start setting up the environment and proceed to nuke the map.
Sneaky, remember the fight where we brought out all the barrels?
the harbor fight, you mean? Where we were just like, hey, what happens if we just stack the oil barrels to max size? Oh, we're all dying. Oh,
the computer crashed.
Minimum they want Intel Core i5 and 4 gig RAM. It's not the end of the world.
Minimum.
No, okay, here's the thing. That's the minimum, but you're not taking into account the fact that even when I had an i7 and like 4 gigs of VRAM, 16 gigs of RAM,
Look,
and it was on an SSD.
A TI 80, 1080 Ti, and my game,
TI-80.
my game occasionally runs at like below 40 FPS.
Well, specifically when you're like, okay, so we've set like 30 different things up, and chug.
Alright, I'll just send this fireball down. Wait, I'm not ready! Still holding a barrel in hand.
That definitely sounds like one of you two doing some dumb shit.
Look,
Oh, no, it goes
there
so
was
far beyond
quite a
that,
bit
my
of
lad.
fights. There was quite a number of fights, my dude. That was literally just like, alright, well, we can't actually win this unless we just use bombs. And I don't mean the bombs they give you in the game. I mean, like, the fertilizer bombs that you just get from stacking 30 barrels of explosives.
Well,
on
that's
top
because you
of
were
something.
playing on the literal hardest difficulty, and I was just like,
They
maybe you
added a
guys
harder
shouldn't do that.
difficulty. That's what I'm currently
Why?
playing on.
Oh, wait, what is there above Tactician now?
Honor mode.
You know what? I probably shouldn't
Oh,
be
that's right,
talking-
Honor Mode, which has one save.
It's harder than Tactician, and you only have one save, and when a character dies, it saves, and when the party gets wiped, the save is deleted.
I mean, I would say that you guys are tryhards, but I'm the kind of person who literally started playing
I was gonna
Legends
say,
XCOM
you're going...
Iron Man because I was
No,
bored.
so, again, check out my favorites page. There is a list of 8 class modification mods that changes the original 4 classes and adds, the original 6 classes and adds 2 new ones. And
Oh, by the way, Jorp, I know you said
supposedly rated as
that
some of the best shit.
you had a complaint about whatchamacallit, about Fire Emblem and Bandit Daddy. I think your exact words were Bandit Daddy wasn't spanking you hard enough.
What? I don't recall this, but go on.
You were complaining that it was too easy. Those were the words you used. I remembered them quite.
Three houses.
Yes.
Oh
three
yeah, they
houses.
added what's basically Legend mode to Three Houses.
Oh, I need to get back on that. I was playing it and I was loving it, and I took my trip to Florida and I didn't bring my Switch with me, and I haven't been on since. I'm on like chapter 6 right now.
Did you like this mode? Here, have our critical mode.
Okay, well that's
We
good.
heard
I'm glad. It's the game is a little too easy.
We
Yeah,
heard
well,
people
so
were
what they
complaining
did
about
is
difficulty, so we took the
Guys,
page from
I hate
the
to
Kingdom
interrupt
Hearts
your
devs
completely inane
book and just made it a
conversation that
fucking
shouldn't be
DLC.
happening. But I just want you all to know that female Naruto loves ramen.
Yeah. Oh, what a surprise. Anyway, so Jorp, I would say, so what they did, they cut your XP gain.
Uh-huh.
They boosted the enemy stats, and they boosted the amount of them, and the AI is way more aggressive.
Oh, fuck you,
Okay.
Pedro. Pedro
So
said
I'll have
there
to
was
check it
no
out.
abuse and beatings in this fic, and there's abuse and beatings right here. Screw you, Pedro.
By the way, all of the
blah,
archers
body
have
flicker,
poison
yeah,
strike.
this is stupid. Okay, yeah.
Oh,
she's
goddamn.
super powerful, whatever. Don't care.
Because fuck you.
Well, I'm gonna have to. I gotta finish the game I'm on, and I'll probably try that harder because I'm at the right now. The little girl just went missing. The one guy's little sister. I gotta find her.
Oh, Flame.
Yeah, that's the one.
Alright, there we go. So, goodbye, everyone. I appreciate you sticking around to listen to a 2-hour ramble where we never actually cover any of the fic.
Yeah, thanks for tuning into the lost episode, which will become the lost episode
The
of this
lost
stream.
episode, yeah. There we go.
The episode we want to be lost.
Nobody ever.
Immediately after he gets off, Sneaky clicks videos, delete.
Nah, he won't do it until he can upload it to YouTube.
And then get
upload
yeeted
it
by
to
Susan.
YouTube as the lost episode. Lost
Should probably
episode,
start saving my stream
unfortunately
archives.
recovered.
Yeah, you should, stupid.
Anyway, yeah, so thank you all for coming. Try and be around for the Tuesday stream, because we're probably not going to be reading this story ever again, which means we should probably get back on track of reading our normal shit list and making fun of them.
Get ready for Full Metal Alchemist slash
fics.
Oh, Lord, no.
Probably gonna do
No.
some Ruby, probably gonna do
Please
some
don't.
Bleach, some
Delete
maybe
this
Warhammer
immediately.
stories. I'm just
See,
really
I'm just
tired
glad
of
that
Harry
Sneaky
Potter.
doesn't like Gundam, because I never have to suffer through any of the terrible, terrible Gundam stories.
Just imagine they're
really
sitting at
don't
the
like Harry
campfire and
Potter.
Allie's
Well,
like,
the Harry
"Brother,
Potter fics
can
is
you
bad.
show me what it's like for a man to come?"
And
Stop.
then, good night, everybody.
And that's our outro.
There's always more. It always gets worse.